Welcome to Trading Lounge and the Elliott Wave counts for the S&P 500 and the NASDAQ. So with the S&P here, we're looking for a move in the bigger picture here up to 3,000, and that would leave the NASDAQ at 8,000. In this instance here, what we're really looking at here at the 2,900 area, we're looking for a nice support on top of 900. We can see that the market has hit 900 before and reacted, and now we're looking for a nice support on that 900 number to put in some more long trades and push to the upside from there. So let's dive in and have a closer look at all of this. But still, while we're here, it's always good to get a grip on the bigger picture. So intermediate wave 3 and an Elliott wave triangle for intermediate wave 4 of minor degree structures, and then minor degree 1 and minor degree 2 here, and then we're looking all the way up here for minor degree 3, and then we're looking for 5 waves inside of minor degree, which will be these blue ones here of minute degree, so 1 and 2 here, and then 3 and 4 and 5 here to complete that. And then from wave 2 of minute degree to wave 3 of minute degree, we want 5 smaller waves of 1 and 2 and 3 and 3 and 4 and 5 here. So that's where we are there. Let's go into the 4-hour chart just for a little bit more detail. So we've been triggered in on the long trades here, and we can also look at support developing on 2,900, so we can look to build in on that point there as well. It's possible that we can also have I've got wave 3, sorry to be so confusing, but we're basically one way or another we're looking for this to be wave 3 here, or we already have wave 3 in place here. I think that this wave 3 here, either way, we're looking for a move to continue to the upside here to complete this here. Now, this number here, 2,930, so we've got 900, then we've got 10, 20, and 30. Okay, so this 30 is a nice place to take some profit here. Now, also what, I'll put that over here. This little number here, the 30, is critically important, because if I was expecting, I'll just remove this line here. So if I was looking for this particular wave 3 up here, then looking for this wave 4 here, which would be an A and a B and a C wave coming back here and then up through to here. If we get a nice test of support on 2930, then we're going to continue to go up here. So getting support on 2930 is the arrival here, the reaction, the first high above the level, and then there'll be an ABC correction that comes down to the 20 again. Sometimes it can come down to the 1.5 here, the 15, but either way, we'll have those reference points on top of 30 here. If they're breached at that point, like that, then you go long from there. So if the market's going to fail, it's going to fail from here, because when we're working with 2,900 here, or the 900, or just the large number here, then top of group 1, 10, 20, and 30, and group 2 here become the the resistance filters up here, and then the supporting filters down here. This is where the market would vibrate at this particular in this particular space here. So it's okay for it to pop its head up over here, but if it gets support on top of this number, then we'll be going up from that point. And as always, if this becomes the resistance, then we would look to go further down from that point. So this is always a critical space here, and we can use it to our advantage. So you need to pause up here a little bit, perhaps take a little bit of profit, but just see how you go first. Just on a subtle detail, just go to the hourly chart here. If the, let's just say for a moment, I can see here we've got 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, so we'll push up into here and we'll probably come back down again and so on. And let's just say that we push up and we go above the 2930 we're working with here at the moment. So we go up here and then we'll have a little ABC correction coming back here. And it's okay, then it normally pushes up. It's okay for it to spike down to the 1.5 here, it does that now and again, and then pushes up. But if the 2 here becomes the retested resistance here, yeah, and it's failed, can't, I'm overreacting here, but just can't get back up there, and you can see it as resistance, and it failing from there, then you know it's going to be pulled down to the closest largest number, which would be the 2900 at that point. Okay, so number 2 on the bearish side, after it's topped out, becomes a very critical space here for you to work with at this stage. So at this stage here, we can bring this stop into here. I'll just save that stuff there. But yeah, all looking good here for the time being. The other point here that we normally look at too is from this high here down to this low here at wave 4 here. We can see that we've got the 61.8% here, which is here. So basically we can gravitate to the closest largest number, the 29 here, and we can see that getting support on top of the 61.8% puts it in a bullish mode. So and also being on Friday as well here is also helpful as well, seeing Friday and Monday as the bullish days for this market. So the only hitch, just going over this, is that if the 29 here takes some profit here at the 29.30, if it becomes support and you get a trigger here, then continue to go long, but just be mindful that it can come back to this wave 4 here at this point, and to the wave 4 of 1 lesser degree back down to here. And if that's going to be the case, once it does top out here, you'll see the number 2 here, 20, become the retested resistance. Then you know that the likelihood of being pulled back down, not only to the closest largest number, but down into this space, is on the cards. Okay, so yeah, build in here, take profit here, tighten everything up here, and be diligent in here to look to go higher from this point or not. Okay, the NASDAQ is the same as well. So just on the 4-hour chart here, there's a couple other complications here. I won't talk about that right now, but I want to focus on this. So we had a couple of ways of getting into this trade here, but the 5 is really important here, and also the 8,000 here. If we get 5 is the second strongest number. If we get support here, which is looking like it's possible here, then we'll be going to the upside. So the important numbers to the upside here are well, in Fibonacci terms, from the 7,000, the Fibonacci sequence is 1, 2, 3, 5, and 8, isn't it? Halfway between this 8 here and this 5 here is the 7,650. So this is also going to play out here. Well, it already has, but it will be a catalyst for adding to these positions here. Our target to the upside in this particular case here, if we push up here, will be the 7, 8 here. 8's always a profit-taking number, so this is where we can expect, well, yeah, profit taking to occur. So the important numbers is looking for 5 as support. Be mindful of 600 is important, 700 is important. 650 is more important than those two numbers. And then the next important number is number 8 here. So you can expect profit taking at all those numbers, and you're looking for support there. So understanding that is good, because if the market starts reacting from those points, then, well, you expect that and you know that, and then it's your decision to accommodate that and stay with the trend, or play with the trades, you know, work them and see if you can move in and out and those sort of things, depending if you're bored or not. But as it stands at the moment, all looking good here. And on the hourly chart, we had a better entry here, looking at this move back through here. We can see here that we've got, from this low here, we've got 1 and 2 here, nice strong third wave. This will be a fourth wave playing out here, and expect it to stall in the 50-60% area here. So we'll see another little move up through here, which will probably hit the 600 area here, and then it can come back to this space here again before moving up again from that point. So just be a little bit mindful of that moving around there. The 61.8% here, there's no rush, so if that moves after this 5-wave sequence here, it will come back here, and then if it can find support on top of this 61.8% over here, then that gives you targets to get into over here. There will be profit taking at the 7650 area, so at least you know that, and then you can also look for the same thing to occur as well: the arrival, the reaction, the first high above the level, the corrective pattern, your reference points for triggers here, and adding, and then you can also add on in this space here as well once you can see that it's got support, or you can see that it's got 3 waves here, and this one's moved up and overlapped the bottom of this one here, then it leaves you with 3 waves, so that way you know it's corrective and you'll be taking out that high here. So we're not out of the woods yet in terms of this being a bearish picture, because all of this can be an A wave and a B wave and a C wave up to this point here. So that's the point that we need to get past in a nutshell. But yeah, all looking good on that side. So I'll leave it at that, I think. Yeah, oh, cool. All right, thanks for tuning in. Much appreciated, and enjoy the weekend.